Gosh, I'm trying to think what that was.
Sorry, Noah. I meant Noah. Sorry.
Noah. Where I think Noah came into it was that he kind of led the survival of after this huge flood. The Johannesburg disaster that happened when we're assuming there's a meteorite strike. It could have just been natural earthquake, flooding, and whatever it happens. Doesn't really.
Well, there's electrical arcs.
There's a massive disruptions back about 10,500 years ago, and there's books written about it that really perfectly explain what happened. But I think some of the survivors of this ET-led civilization was probably Noah, and there were, if you look back at some of the writings, they say that these people actually lived quite a long time, longer than our lifespan, and also they're much taller, and there's all sorts of other things that went on. But anyway, so Noah was in fact one of the survivors, and so he basically knew that all this information was stored in the pyramid. Now, this information obviously was the ET knowledge that they had, mathematical knowledge, all sorts of knowledge, which was basically stored in the pyramid. And I think a lot of people at the time did come to look at to pick up information from Egypt, but I think a lot of it had actually mysteriously disappeared. And I think the reason it disappeared was that Noah and maybe a group thought for the benefit of what the survival of mankind that they needed to control it, and so therefore they hid this or kept this knowledge safe somewhere else, away from the general public or the general population, so that they kind of knew what was going to maybe happen now, because as we are moving through each generation, we're just uncovering knowledge from their history. So they're really, we're just uncovering their knowledge, if you like, but we're just doing it slowly over each generation through a process of genius. So although the information is long gone or been stolen or whatever, you can't actually take the information out of the memory of each generation that's coming through. And it didn't stay in the top ranks, because obviously as we've moved forward, you see it with monarchs through the centuries, they had children with, like, well, they say that about Leonardo da Vinci. I think his mother was a daughter of one of the popes, of a pope, and his father was like a woodcutter. So his gene he's getting a gene from a very high source, if you like, and a higher, as I mentioned, it's about two. There are different levels, and there are obviously people at the very top. But it's all got this, all over the centuries, got all mixed up, and we're all kind of a mixture of really high quality memory information. And I think intelligence really is the ease in which you can access some of this knowledge. I think some people.
But the ark isn't a boat; it's a building.
Yes, that's what they're basically saying now. The ark. So the idea of again, should be brainwashed with the idea that animals came in 2 by 2, and you're saving these animals. It doesn't make sense really when you think about it. You'd want to save your knowledge, your information. So what happened with us, if we were going to see something, just trying to repeat the thing, something disastrous was going to happen, you try and save information, how to grow crops, just the basic things, how to different your language, your all sorts of things, culture. You're trying to save all this stuff, not animals really. And so there wasn't an ark. Ark was mistranslated into being a boat when it should have been basically as I was suggesting, again, speculation on my part, but this is what I've heard, it was likely to be an appointed structure, which was mentioned, and then I jumped to the conclusion, pointed structure, what does that mean? Well, a pyramid. And when you look at these pyramids, they've all got chambers inside. And the Great Pyramid, which is interesting, I was actually down in the subterranean chamber. So beneath the base of the pyramid, there's a well, and there's channels going down there that obviously water had been flowing underneath there when water did flow back in 10,000, 12,000 years ago.